Okay, so we're going to start. Hi everyone, thank you for joining us today. My name is Alice and I will be your host. Please note that we cannot hear you as you are on mute. If you have any questions during the presentation, please use the chat window. This presentation will last about 30 minutes. Once it's completed, we will have addressed any questions during our open Q&A sessions. I would like to introduce today's speakers. A special thank you goes to Bernt Ostergaard, SCOM Analyst and Service Director at Quorcirca. He will give us the pleasure to discuss how GSX Monitor Analyzer is used as a SCOM value accelerator to manage your Exchange and SharePoint environments. So Bernt will open up the talk. Then Adam Shadden, our GSX Solution America's Channel Manager, will be introducing GSX Solutions and giving us some background information on our solution. Then we will have Olivier Reynaud, which is our Microsoft Specialist and Pre-Sales Manager, who will be speaking about technical information on how GSX Monitor and Analyzer is complementary to SCOM. We will then end this session with Q&A. Okay, so let's begin. Bernt, would you like to start? So just a moment. Bernt is setting up his screen. Thank you. Okay, Bernt?
Yes, I think you need to take back control of the screen here. I'm sorry, Alice, I don't seem to go to advance the slides.
Okay, just 1 minute. Maybe Adam will share his screen while you'll be presenting your first slides. 1 moment, please, everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so now we will be beginning. So you will see appearing the presentation on your screen. Thank you.
Things are happening. Things are happening. Okay. So, welcome, and my name is Bernt Ostergaard, and I've been doing a lot of research in the collaboration area. And at Quorcirca, we've done a specific analysis of what is happening in the messaging and collaboration space for large companies. And you could have, of course, asked a simple question, who needs the collaboration? And our research indicates that 60% of companies in the over 10,000 employee range, 6% have IP, PBX, and unified messaging as corporate-wide solutions. 50% use shared collaboration team environments company-wide, and 40 to 50% use company-wide mobile soft client extensions. So this is a very, very big market, and it's fast-growing. Dominant service providers, clearly Microsoft with different messaging and collaboration solutions, but certainly new challenges like Google are appearing as well. And when we look at the IBM presence in this space, it's very much in the 50,000, 100,000 user and up, but they do have a strong solution with their Domino solutions as well. Major benefits, of course, are well known: more user productivity, more effective team working, more effective decision making, cost savings on travel, consolidation with IP telephony, improved customer relations, and of course more working from home. However, this rapid evolution is also creating problems. And the problems are often centered around the complex management of ever-expanding collaboration hardware and software options. That means that more and more business-critical convergence and more collaboration really requires better management in a tougher climate. A particular issue is the lack of insight into the user experience, both internally, what your own users are seeing, and certainly also what customers are experiencing. That also is related to the security risks around using large systems like this. And of course, it risks affecting the image of the company. I've selected a couple of user cases. I think user cases are always interesting. And one of them is the WaterHouse Cooper solution. Now, this is one of the big customers. They're using over 150,000 users on this site. And their main prerogative is that their consultants are off-base, they're on company or on customer sites, and they need access not only to databases but also to colleagues. And in fact, that accessibility is often a part of the PricewaterhouseCoopers contract with the customers. So quality of service is really a business-critical issue here. The other user case is Raifeisen, which is an Austrian IT service provider. It's part of the Raifeisen group and provides a number of IT operation services. And they're putting the GSX SCOM on top of their Microsoft environment. So what we're seeing here is that companies, certainly 10,000 plus range, but also right down to the 5,000, are really facing corporate issues, trends that we're calling here around mobility and around unified communications. And in fact, you know, you can question how unified communications is as we move into social media and collaboration environments. It needs to be, but there's a long way to go. And Microsoft is certainly a dominant player in this, but there are other players that need to be addressed as well, like Google and IBM. IBM is interesting because they're clearly shifting away from their hardware and box business towards software and services business. Finally, a very important trend here is the cloud and virtualization trend, which any collaboration strategy needs to address. So the kinds of advantages that you're seeing when you move towards a collaborative environment is that your customers, and if you're in the IT department, your customers will be the lines of business managers or the product managers. They want to have a single pane of glass to show them how their network is performing or how their service is performing. And so you need to have role-based single pane of glass management solutions. You also need to know what the user is experiencing real time. Users are very fast to come down hard on IT departments that don't even know that there is an issue or that are not addressing it immediately. So real-time views are important. Installation has to be automated because we're seeing so many changes. I mean, if you look at the DevOps developments, where you want to bring the revision of software and service and applications down from months to weeks to days, ease of use and automation is critical. Transparency is also important because as you use more and more cloud environments, those cloud environments may not be very transparent. In fact, a lot of cloud service providers are not that eager to provide all the information to you. So you do need to be very aware of that. Finally, the proactive analytics, where we see in two parts, both the part where you want to be able to run various scenarios, but also where you want to find issues before they actually attract attention from the user. So the proactive analytical environment is a clear winner for the IT department. Now, what we call the accelerators, the value accelerators, is really where the IT department has a performance-related contract with the rest of the business. And clearly there are huge advantages if you can have a rapid deployment, quickly expand user base of new software. You need to have a very strong security consciousness. This is a board-level governance, risk, and compliance scenario where security issues are really very, very prominent. Customization is really an aspect of the whole individualization or the rapid adoption of a number of different collaboration solutions, which then also falls into the scalability issue. You need to be able to test new applications and deploy them and scale them quickly. Flexibility is clearly an issue because companies are dependent on fast adoption to new market presences, something that the PricewaterhouseCoopers, for example, is very good at. Finally, there's mobile access. I've said it before, and we will keep saying again, this will be a huge issue from phones to tablets to any kind of mobile access. Internet of Things, they will all be coming into this environment and need management. So really the conclusion of the study we did at Quorcirca was that system and application management vendors, and this could be Microsoft as well, they're really trying to simplify solutions, management solutions, by taking in more and more applications and hardware to manage. The result of that, of course, is increasing complexity. And those two efforts really sometimes counteract each other. So the Microsoft solution based on their SCOM solution is really reaching a point where you do need to have a third-party value accelerator on top of the SCOM, where the SCOM's focus is on addressing all the Microsoft environments that need to be addressed, whereas the third parties need to add those value accelerators that will make life easier and better for the IT department and, of course, reflect well on the overall performance of the company. So with that, I'll hand it over to Adam to go into more depth about the GSX performance solution.
Thanks, Brent. Appreciate it. And, of course, welcome to everyone joining us today from around the globe. I see quite a large crowd that joined us, so thank you for that. A quick introduction to GSX Solutions. We've been in business for over 17 years now in the monitoring and reporting space. We have our headquarters over in Geneva, Switzerland. We do all of our R&D in Nice, France. We also have a global presence in the United Kingdom. We have offices in Shanghai, China, and then 2 in the USA, 1 in Buffalo, New York, and 1 in Boston, Massachusetts, where I'm located. We have also long-standing relationships with Microsoft, with BlackBerry, with IBM. We have partners around the globe, and we continue to grow that week to week. So a quick look at our customer base to give you guys an idea of who's using GSX and a bit more about where they're using GSX. We'll get into that later. So this shows you here that we have currently over 30% of the Fortune 500 utilizing our tool. We have over 600 customers worldwide, and some of the more common verticals that we work with include banking, finance, manufacturing, consulting MSPs, and hosting companies are a very hot vertical for us recently, and then also consumer goods, retail, and healthcare. We're monitoring over 6 million mailboxes around the globe, and that continues to grow daily. Some of the recent awards that we've received are TechEd, Best of TechEd 2012 for our SharePoint monitoring product, and then Best of TechEd in 2013 for our Exchange product. We also won the Gold Award from MicrosoftExchange.org, where they did a deep review of GSX to basically dissect the features and benefits of our solution. Some of the customers, I spoke briefly about it, that we currently have at GSX include companies like HSBC, Michelin, Louis Vuitton, Rolls-Royce. You see some of the big names on our logo slide here, but it's not really necessarily the size of the company that's important when it comes to GSX. It's really how critical the messaging or collaboration environment is. So we're a tool that really fits anywhere from, let's say, 50 users from our smallest customer to upwards of over 300,000 mailboxes. So again, it's about how critical the environment is. And I'll hand this slide over to Olivier to speak a bit about some of the IT challenges that we see today.
Yeah, thank you, Adam and Bernt. Hi, everyone. So as Bernt mentioned about SCOM and how different accelerators like GSX can help, we have gathered here some of the top 5 challenges that we often hear about SCOM. So using like multiple APM tools increases the troubleshooting time and complexity. So in the end, you want to have one view where you can access everything that's going on. Unfortunately, there's not a lot of insight over real-time stats on the end-user application performance that you can find in SCOM. Another thing that we see, we often hear it's hard, it's slow and complex to diagnose different issues that arise, especially if you use different tools. The reporting part can be very time-consuming or even sometimes impossible if you don't have a specific skill sets of SCOM or SQL reporting services. So, and the last thing is that when you're running SCOM and you want to fine-tune all different alerting systems, it can be hard, and it can require different sets of skills from the administrator, and it's very time-consuming as well. So we'll see how GSX can help to improve the value of SCOM for these different challenges.
So yeah, if we take a quick look at what we spoke about before in the GSX customer base, one thing that we see is that System Center is deployed in about 90% of our customers' environments. So the question is, why do people need GSX and System Center? One of the key differentiators that we see with GSX is that we're designed specifically to monitor and report on the Exchange and SharePoint applications. So we are a tool that really takes a deep dive to look at the user experience and understand what's happening behind the scenes. On top of that, of course, GSX is a really easy tool to deploy. Most times, I see a lot of installations of trials, and for our customers that we do here at GSX, we're seeing that it takes about an hour to deploy GSX to have it fully configured, and then of course after that it's about fine-tuning the alerting system and some of the thresholds that are built in. We really focus on the business line satisfaction. So we're actually simulating an everyday user. We call him Joe User. He's a robot that goes out and he uses the environment proactively over and over and over to test the system, and then you're going to receive these alerts if there are latency issues or if there are service issues that happen behind the scenes. That's the type of information that we want to take a deep dive in and really keep you in line with. Another key feature that we have within GSX is the out-of-the-box automated reporting that we offer. So we have reports on availability, performance, usage. We're looking at system statistics. So we give this in our tool GSX Analyzer a very quick and easy way for an administrator to go in, create reports, for customers, for managers, whoever it may be. It's very simple and easy to use. I'm not a technical person. I have some technical knowledge from working at GSX, but someone like me as a sales guy, I can go in here, create a report as long as you tell me the statistics you need, and I can have that done in a matter of minutes. So it really is a straightforward and easy tool to use. The way that we really help you leverage your SCOM investment is that we'll help you get the most key statistics and alerts and reports that you need to see on a daily or weekly or monthly basis. What we typically see, especially in larger organizations, is that there's 2 teams usually, or sometimes 3 teams, a SCOM team, a messaging team, and a collaboration team. They all work together in a sense, but they're separate teams. So GSX really gives a tool that's specific to the messaging or collaboration team that can take that deep dive and focus really on the key statistics around Exchange or SharePoint to allow for that critical information to be easily viewable and, of course, in a nice, clean dashboard that we offer. And then because we're so simple to deploy and maintain, we really reduce the costs associated with monitoring. So a lot of times what we see is that people are spending a lot of time deploying and managing the alerts and basically configuring other monitoring tools out there. So we really pride ourselves on the fact that we can quickly deploy and also have the ability to centralize all your alerts into a SCOM dashboard via our management pack for SCOM. So the focus of the webinar today is obviously on how we interface with System Center environments, but it's not the only platform or the only focus that we have. So just for visibility on what GSX actually can monitor, we monitor IBM Nodes Traveler, Same Time Quicker. We also monitor BlackBerry Enterprise Server, and of course, as you already probably know, we monitor Microsoft Exchange on-premise, hybrid, and Exchange Online. We also have the functionality to monitor Microsoft SharePoint, and Microsoft Lync is something that we're adding this year, and we will have a beautiful product to be able to monitor Lync from an end-user perspective as well shortly.
So to give you an idea of how GSX integrates in your environment, here's a little diagram focused on Exchange, but it's the same concept for all the different platforms that you can monitor using GSX. So you can see the monitoring station is usually the closest possible to the end users. The tool is divided in two. Analyzer part is the reporting tool that can be deployed anywhere. So then GSX Monitor is able to connect and monitor the different servers, but not only at the server level, also, for example, for Exchange at the castle array DAG level. So you have a global monitoring of your organization. And you can also monitor specific features such as the mail routing of emails, both internally and externally. And as you can see, you can deploy multiple monitoring stations in different sites, even on the cloud, and not only you can monitor the on-premise environment, but also the Office 365, especially Exchange Online at the moment that we can monitor. And everything that GSX sees, and when it alerts you, the powerful alerting system that GSX has allow you to send SNMP traps to SCOM. And then you can just watch SCOM and see in your SCOM dashboard not only the events that SCOM picks up, but also GSX Monitor alerts. So seeing more real-time and end-user level modeling. So at the end-user level, we perform multiple scenarios. So these scenarios are really out-of-the-box end-user scenarios that will produce different actions that your end-user perform from their Outlook clients. So we can do specific tasks like opening the mailbox, then creating an email, creating a meeting, searching for a specific email, resolving some other user and inviting him to a meeting. So it's really anything possible. And this allows you to detect performance issues from really an end-user perspective, so from the different locations before the end-user are impacted and before they complain. And doing this from the different location, it gives you an idea of the service that you provide to the end-user from the different sites. And also the mail routing is really sending an email from one location to another. So you can ensure email delivery to any site. You can also configure it in such a way that the email goes to the outside world and then comes back in, doing some sort of round-trip tests using echo services. And this makes sure your end users can send email to the outside and can receive emails from the outside as well. And all the different alerts, as I mentioned earlier, you can see them in SCOM dashboard. So if something doesn't work anymore at the end user level, you can see that in your SCOM dashboard. For the reporting part, we have GSX Analyzer. It's the reporting tool that we provide. So it's a web-based tool that allows reporting on all the data that has been collected from GSX Monitor Station. You can really easily compare end-user performance from multiple locations. You can create different user profiles so that different users can access to Analyzer and see different data. So the Exchange team could see just the Exchange servers and scenarios. Same thing for the SharePoint team. And everybody can create their own report. It's really like a self-service reporting tool. And If you don't want them to access Analyzer, you can just configure these reports to be sent out automatically every day, week, or month as either a PDF file or a CSV file. And you can even upload these reports on a FTP server or any local folder or network field. So it's really easy to create these trend reports, and you can also have some forecasting, so it's easy to plan for future resources. You can compare these resources along with the growth of the number of mailboxes and users. So in order to see all the GSX alerts in SCOM, we do provide a management pack. So the management pack works for both SCOM 2007 and 2012, and there you can see all the GSX alerts from your SCOM dashboard. And all the SNMP traps that we sent contain all the details. So you will see how long this was down for, or what was the latency issued from a specific location for a particular scenario, what is the exact error. So you don't need to go anywhere else to find more information. Everything is there. And these alerts can be categorized by severity. So we issue critical, warning, or just information. And you can also receive the GSX report at the user level by email, as I mentioned earlier, so that you can manage everything from the SCOM dashboard and just receive email about the reporting on top of that.
Okay, so just to wrap up a bit on GSX and speak a bit about the benefits to clarify all the information that you guys got today. Of course, GSX is providing you, again, with a deep dive into the quality of service that's being delivered to your end users by actually using the applications to monitor and measure what the end user experience looks like. So that's using PowerShell, that's using actual real synthetic transactions to understand what the end user experience looks like, and then of course proactively identifying and alerting you of the issues that may come up. We also can look at and alert you on different network and internet issues that may impact the service delivered to your users at multiple locations. So you know, that's one thing we're seeing, especially around Office 365 Exchange Online, is that you have multiple locations. You want to ensure that the end user experience is in fact the same and a good quality from each location. So the way that GSX can be deployed is that you can have a GSX probe at each of your locations going back to the central Office 365 data center, and you can actually check and see what that end user experience looks like, and then cross-reference that against the ISP that your users are actually using in each location to know what does the pipe look like, and is this an Exchange issue or is this an ISP issue. Another key piece of our tool that is when you run into a situation that requires troubleshooting, GSX can provide you with live information, live graphs, key statistics at specific times that will allow you to pinpoint the source of any issues. So it's going to save you time in those situations and allow you to fix problems a lot quicker if they do come up. And GSX is utilized by several of our partners to prepare. So before, during, and after a migration, they utilize our tool to actually ensure that there are not any interruptions in the service provided to the business line at any location. So people actually do. What they do is they use GSX. They'll test that future environment. They'll monitor the old one, and you'll know what the user experience looks like before you even move one mailbox to the cloud in that scenario, or to the newer environment. And finally, the last thing, just to wrap up on everything here, the GSX really can help you cut down on your support costs. So the proactive style of monitoring that we provide helps you to quickly identify these issues, to fix them, to give you visibility, and of course, in the end, keep your users happier. So we do have a 30-day trial of GSX Monitor and Analyzer available for download on our website. That can be reached at gsx.com. It's a fully functioning version of GSX that allows for you to test an unlimited amount of users. So I definitely urge you guys, if you are interested in our tool, to give it a try and definitely install the trial to see how it actually works. And as we didn't show you guys a demo today, we obviously gave you a lot of information around System Center and GSX. One thing that you can do, and I definitely would tell you to do this, is if you're interested in taking a deeper dive and looking at GSX more closely, we can set up an individualized demo, and you can easily go to gsx.com and request that demo, or email us directly at sales@gsx.com, and we can certainly set up a personalized demo to tailor it to exactly what you guys want to see. So finally, I'll hand it back over to Alice here. I saw a couple of questions come in during the webinar, so if we could go ahead and get those answered for everybody.
Sure. Thank you, everyone, for the presentation. So here we'll begin with a question, which is, how does GSX compare to SCOM?
So, as Bernt mentioned, it's really a good accelerator for SCOM. So, the real value is to give a complete view on the end user experience, as well as seeing the different roles and high availability of your environments. And on top of that, you can benefit of all the reporting capabilities of GSX Analyzer that are usually much more complex to manage within SCOM. So these reports are just out of the box, and you can make them on anything: availability, performance, end user performance, and usage.
Alice, I think we lost you, or you're on mute, one or the other.
Oh, sorry. So the second question, sorry, is do you support any versions of Exchange? So I think you mentioned this earlier in the presentation, but maybe you could do a little recap, please.
Sure. We cover everything from Exchange 2007 to 2010, 2013, and even Exchange Online. So all the scenarios and the meta routing I talked about is available for Exchange Online as well as on-premise.
Okay, thank you. So what do you do regards to the cloud?
Well, as I mentioned, really all these different scenarios and the meta routing, we are one of the only tools in the market that can perform this, these different actions, measure and compare these scenarios that you deliver from your Exchange environment or from the that you consume from the cloud, and you can really compare these different scenarios and make complex scenarios that not only test the performance but really simulate an end user in a day-to-day actions. So it gives you really a unique ability to view and compare the service delivered, detect the problems that you would have from any site within your organization, and also it could be used to prepare and secure immigration that you could do from a previous environment to online or to a newer version.
I want to add to that that the fast adoption of Microsoft 365 as a cloud office solution really also makes it very urgent for IT departments to be able to manage that kind of environment as well. It's in many companies growing faster than IT can actually manage. And here again, a value accelerator would be a good thing.
Okay, thank you, Bernt. Here we have another question, which is, on which mobile devices does GSX Monitor and Analyzer operate?
So I guess it would be like, what can we do at the mobile device level? So if it is so, GSX Monitor can report on, for example, an Exchange on any devices that were accessing mailboxes through ActiveSync. So you can have reports where you see all the different devices for each end users, when they synchronized, how many items, the size, every information about the ActiveSync devices. And so you can access that from GSX Monitor console or receive that in an email as a CSV report. So I hope that answers the question.
Hope so too. Anyways, if anyone has any additional comments, please don't hesitate to contact us. We have a last question here. So do you have a management pack for SCOM? So you were discussing this earlier as well.
Yeah, we do have the management pack, which allows you to sort the different elements in the SCOM dashboard. And as I briefly mentioned, it's available for the 2007 version and 2012 as well. And you can find that on the GSX website, along with some information about what it does and how to install. But it's really as easy as any other management pack.
Okay, so we went through all the questions. Then I'd like to thank everyone for your participation. So we're just about to go over time with this webinar. If we did not get the chance to answer all your questions, please be assured that we will get back to you in the near future. I would like to thank everyone for attending this webinar, and for your information, there will be an evaluation that will pop up on your browsers. So if you could take a moment to provide us your feedback, this would be really appreciated. So I would like to thank all the speakers and all the participants again, and I wish you all a nice morning, afternoon, or evening, depending where you are in the globe. Okay, goodbye everyone.